All right, so you're prepping for an office clerk interview.
Exciting stuff.
We've got a stack of RoleCatcher resources to help you not just survive.
But thrive in that interview.
Yeah, think of this as your cheat sheet to becoming an office rock star.
We'll tackle common questions
Sprinkle in some career insights.
and even show you how RoleCatcher's AI can give you a personalized edge.
Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
First, let's set the scene.
Talking about that office clerk role.
The backbone of any smooth-running office.
Think diverse tasks.
Handling, mail filing, answering phones, greeting clients.
You're the one who keeps things organized and efficient.
Exactly. And that's what we want to highlight in your interview.
Those essential skills that make a great office clerk.
Perfect. Now let's get to the heart of it. Those interview questions.
We're going to cover 10 common ones from RoleCatcher's guide.
But we're not just going to tell you what they are.
We're going to break down why they're asking.
And what kind of answers will really make you stand out.
We'll also sprinkle in some insights from RoleCatcher's Office Clerk, the complete career guide.
To give you a broader perspective on the role and its potential for growth.
Okay, question number 1.
Tell us about your experience working in an office environment.
Seems straightforward, right?
It might seem simple.
But it's your golden opportunity to showcase those relevant duties and highlight your soft skills.
Things like organization, communication, and attention to detail.
So instead of just listing tasks from your resume, how can we make this answer really sing?
Think of it like telling a mini story.
Use the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result.
Let's say you helped organize a company event.
That's a perfect situation.
The task was coordinating logistics. The action was how you used your organizational skills to make it happen, and the result was a successful event that impressed everyone.
Boom. You've just showcased teamwork, planning, and communication skills all in one go.
Wow, I never thought about using the STAR method for that question.
That's a great tip.
And imagine if the interviewer then asks,
What was the biggest challenge you faced during that event, and how did you overcome it?
you're already prepped with a great story to illustrate your problem-solving skills.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy.
It can analyze the job description and predict potential follow-up questions like that, helping you prepare for those curveballs and feel more confident in the moment.
All right, question number 2.
How do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively?
Everyone says they're organized, but how do you prove it?
Specificity is key here.
Don't just say, I'm good at time management.
Tell them how you do it.
Do you love to-do lists? Mention it.
Do you prioritize by deadlines?
Share that.
RoleCatcher also suggests mentioning specific tools or methods you use.
For example, I use a digital calendar to schedule tasks and set reminders so nothing falls through the cracks.
That paints a clear picture of your organizational process.
Exactly. And this ties into the time management techniques section of the Office Clerk Career Guide.
It emphasizes using tools like calendars and task management apps to stay on top of deadlines.
So it's not just about saying you're organized, it's about demonstrating your knowledge of effective time management techniques.
Precisely. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can really shine.
Let's say the job description emphasizes proficiency in Excel.
When you're practicing your answer about data entry,
The AI might suggest quantifying your skills.
imagine saying, I've used Excel to manage budgets of over $10,000 and create reports that streamline departmental processes.
That kind of specific detail really packs a punch.
Now that's impressive. It shows you're not just proficient, you're impactful.
Okay, let's tackle question number 3.
How do you handle difficult or challenging customers or coworkers?
This is a tricky one. Everyone has those coworkers.
It is tricky. But here's a power tip from the communication masters.
Use the feel, felt, found method.
Let's say a customer is upset about a delayed shipment.
You could say, I understand how you feel. I felt frustrated when things are delayed too. What I've found helpful is insert your solution, like proactively tracking the shipment.
You've empathized without agreeing with their complaint and offered a solution.
That's brilliant.
It shows you can stay calm under pressure, understand different perspectives, and still find a resolution.
It also subtly highlights those customer service skills, which, according to the career guide, are crucial for an office clerk.
Speaking of customer service, the next question dives right into that.
What experience do you have with data entry and record keeping?
Now, this is where your technical prowess shines.
Absolutely. This is your chance to highlight your proficiency in relevant software and systems.
Are you a Microsoft Excel wizard?
Do you have experience with specific database programs? Let them know.
Don't just say, I'm good with computers.
Give them concrete examples.
Like, I'm proficient in Excel, using it to create spreadsheets, manage data, and generate reports for my previous role.
And don't forget to mention any relevant training or certifications you've earned.
It shows your commitment to professional development and expertise in those essential office functions.
Right. It demonstrates you're not just tech savvy, but you're actively seeking to improve your skills.
All right, let's move on to question number 5. How do you handle confidential information and maintain discretion in your work?
This is a big one. Confidentiality is paramount in any office setting.
Absolutely. This question is all about assessing your integrity and judgment.
It's not enough to just say, I'm trustworthy.
Provide a clear example of how you've handled sensitive information in the past, focusing on the actions you took and the positive outcome.
For example, in my previous role, I handled sensitive employee data and strictly adhered to confidentiality protocols. I was commended for my discretion and responsible handling of information.
That shows you understand the gravity of confidentiality and have a track record of upholding it.
And remember, the pros and cons section of the career guide mentions dealing with confidential information.
You can turn this into a positive by showing you understand the responsibility it entails.
Okay, question number 6.
Can you walk us through your experience with scheduling and calendar management?
Many office clerk roles involve managing appointments and coordinating schedules, so this is a crucial skill to highlight.
Think about the specific software you've used, like Microsoft Outlook or Google Calendar, and any techniques you employ to stay organized.
For example, I'm proficient in Outlook, using it to schedule meetings, manage multiple calendars, and send reminders to ensure everyone stays on track.
Exactly. Those details demonstrate your comfort level with those tools and your proactive approach to scheduling.
And imagine the interviewer then asks, tell me about a time you had to reschedule a meeting with multiple attendees. How did you handle it?
You're already prepped to showcase those communication and problem-solving skills.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can help you anticipate those follow-up questions and prepare even more thorough answers.
All right, on to question number 7. How do you stay organized and manage multiple tasks or projects simultaneously?
This is where those multitasking and prioritization skills come into play.
The office environment can be hectic, so interviewers want to see that you can handle the pressure and juggle multiple responsibilities without dropping the ball.
Share a specific anecdote that illustrates this.
For example, in my previous role, I often had to manage multiple projects with competing deadlines. I developed a system using a project management tool to track progress, prioritize tasks, and ensure timely completion. My manager praised my ability to stay calm and organized under pressure.
Excellent example. It shows you have a system for managing complexity and can handle those high-pressure situations that often come up in an office environment.
And get next back to that time management technique section of the career guide we mentioned earlier, highlighting your understanding of those essential skills.
Right. It shows you're not just winging it, you're applying proven techniques to succeed.
Okay, let's move on to question number 8. Can you describe your experience with customer service and client interactions?
This is your time to shine as a communication superstar.
Absolutely. This question is all about showcasing your ability to build rapport, handle inquiries, and resolve issues effectively.
Think about situations where you went above and beyond to provide excellent customer service, resolved a customer issue with finesse, or collaborated successfully with a challenging client.
For example, in my previous role, I interacted with customers daily, both in person and over the phone. I was known for my friendly demeanor, my ability to listen attentively to concerns, and my knack for finding solutions that satisfied everyone involved.
That's a great example. It shows you have the interpersonal skills and the problem-solving abilities to excel in a customer-facing role.
And this ties back to the communication skills section of the career guide, which emphasizes the importance of clear and effective communication, both written and verbal.
Right. It's not just about being friendly, it's about communicating effectively to get the job done.
Now, question number 9. How do you handle a situation where you are unsure of how to complete a task or solve a problem?
Everyone gets stumped sometimes. It's about how you bounce back.
Exactly. The interviewer wants to see your problem-solving skills and resourcefulness.
Instead of claiming you've never encountered a problem you couldn't solve, focus on a specific situation where you faced a roadblock and highlight the steps you took to overcome it.
For instance, I once had to learn a new software program with limited training. I took the initiative to watch online tutorials, consulted with colleagues who were familiar with the program, and practiced until I felt comfortable using it. I was then able to complete the task successfully and even shared my newfound knowledge with others.
That's a fantastic example.
It shows initiative, willingness to learn, and the ability to adapt to new situations, all essential qualities for an office clerk.
It also shows you're not afraid to seek help when needed and that you're willing to share your knowledge with others.
And it connects back to the problem-solving section of the career guide, highlighting your ability to think critically and find solutions.
Speaking of problem solving, let's move on to our final question for this segment.
How do you prioritize and manage incoming calls and emails in a busy office environment?
This is all about organization and communication once again.
Absolutely. This question really tests your ability to manage a high volume of communication effectively.
Do you have a system for sorting and prioritizing emails?
Do you have a strategy for handling a barrage of calls efficiently?
Share those insights.
For example, I utilize email filters to organize my inbox and prioritize urgent messages. I also have a system for handling phone calls, taking detailed messages, and ensuring that calls are routed to the appropriate person promptly.
That shows you're proactive and have a system for managing that constant flow of information.
It also subtly highlights those active listening and reading comprehension skills mentioned in the career guide, demonstrating your ability to process information quickly and accurately.
Right. It's not just about answering the phone or replying to emails. It's about understanding the information and taking appropriate action.
So we've covered 10 common interview questions, and we've seen how weaving in those career insights and thinking about potential follow-up questions can make your answers truly shine.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon for personalizing your responses and anticipating those tricky follow-up questions.
Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive deeper into the world of RoleCatcher AI and explore how it can take your interview preparation to the next level.
Welcome back. We just tackled those first 10 common interview questions, and now it's time to shift gears and explore how RoleCatcher's AI can take your preparation to the next level.
I'm excited to dive into this. It's one thing to know the questions, but it's another to craft answers that truly resonate with this specific hiring manager and this specific job. That's where the AI magic comes in, right?
Exactly. RoleCatcher's AI analyzes job descriptions to pinpoint the exact skills and keywords the employer is looking for.
It's like having a personalized roadmap to interview success.
Okay, let's say I'm applying for an office clerk position that emphasizes attention to detail and organization. How would RoleCatcher AI guide me?
The AI would scan that job description and flag attention to detail and organization as highly important. Then when you're crafting your answers to those 10 interview questions we discussed, it would nudge you to weave in specific examples that highlight those strengths.
So it's not just about saying, I'm organized.
It's about backing it up with concrete proof.
Precisely. Imagine answering that question about prioritizing tasks.
RoleCatcher AI might suggest adding a quantifiable example.
Like, I implemented a color-coded filing system that reduced document retrieval time by 20%.
That's data-driven proof of your organizational skills.
And what about those of us who get nervous on camera?
I know a lot of companies are doing video interviews these days.
That's where RoleCatcher's video practice feature comes in,
It analyzes your recordings.
providing feedback on your body language, eye contact, and overall delivery.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket, helping you project confidence and professionalism.
So it's not just what you say.
But how you say it.
Absolutely. Those nonverbal cues can make a big difference in how you're perceived. And remember, practice makes perfect.
The more you practice with RoleCatcher AI, the more confident and prepared you'll feel on the big day.
This is incredible. RoleCatcher AI sounds like a game changer for interview prep.
But let's not forget about those valuable career insights from the Office Clerk, the complete career guide.
Right. The guide is packed with information on everything from typical job duties to potential career paths. Let's say you're asked about your long-term career goals. You could mention the guide's career stages section, which outlines potential advancement paths, like senior office clerk or office supervisor.
Showing that you've thought about growth within the company is super impressive,
It demonstrates you're not just looking for any job.
but a career. Okay, back to those interview questions. We still got a few more to cover. Let's move on to question number 11.
Why are you interested in this particular office clerk position?
This one's all about connecting your skills and experiences to the specific role and company. It's where your research pays off.
So I need to go beyond the generic, I'm a hard worker, and show them I've done my homework.
Right. Mention something specific. You learned about the company, their mission, their values, their recent achievements, and then connect that to your skills and your aspirations. Maybe you were drawn to their commitment to sustainability, or maybe you're excited about their innovative approach to customer service. Whatever it is, be genuine and enthusiastic. Your passion will shine through.
Okay, here comes the dreaded salary question.
What are your salary expectations for this office clerk position? How do I handle this one without selling myself short or pricing myself out?
Don't worry, you've got this. First, do your research.
RoleCatcher has a salary insights tool that shows you the average salary range for office clerk positions in your area and with your level of experience.
So I can go into the interview with a realistic range in mind.
Exactly. And then when asked, provide a range that's competitive but also reflects your individual worth. You can say something like, based on my skills and experience, and considering the average salary range for similar positions, I'm seeking a salary between X and Y.
And be prepared to discuss the factors that contribute to your desired salary, such as your skills, experience, and any additional certifications you may have.
Right. It's all about justifying your worth. Now for question number 13.
What are your strengths and weaknesses as an office clerk? Everyone dreads this one, but remember, it's a chance to demonstrate self-awareness and a willingness to learn.
When talking about strengths, should I just rattle off a list of adjectives?
Not quite. Choose strengths that are directly relevant to the office clerk role and back them up with concrete examples. Instead of saying, I'm organized, you could say, I'm highly organized, which is evident in my ability to manage complex filing systems and streamline office processes.
So it's about showing, not just telling. And what about those pesky weaknesses? Should I pretend I don't have any?
Definitely not. Everyone has areas they can improve. The key is to choose a weakness that you're actively working to overcome. Maybe you're not a tech whiz, but you're taking online courses to enhance your software skills.
It's about demonstrating a growth mindset and a commitment to continuous learning. And that's something employers really value.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to question number 14. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This isn't about having a crystal ball. It's about showing your ambition and how you see yourself growing within the company.
So should I just say I want to be the CEO?
Not quite. While ambition is great, you want to keep your response realistic and aligned with the company's structure. Think about how this office clerk position could be a stepping stone to future opportunities within the organization. Maybe you're interested in eventually moving into a supervisory role or specializing in a particular area of office administration.
And it's a chance to show you've done your research on the company's growth trajectory and potential career paths.
Exactly. And finally, we have question number 15. Do you have any questions for us? This is your opportunity to shine as a curious and engaged candidate. Don't waste it by saying, nope, I think you covered everything.
So what kind of questions should I ask?
Prepare a few thoughtful questions in advance that show you've done your research and are genuinely interested in the role and the company. You could ask about the company culture, opportunities for professional development, the day-to-day responsibilities of the role, or even about their approach to innovation or sustainability.
Asking insightful questions not only impresses the interviewer, but also helps you gather valuable information to decide if this is the right fit for you.
Exactly. It's a two-way street. Now we've covered a lot of ground on those 15 interview questions, but let's loop back to some of those key insights from the office clerk. The complete career guide. It emphasizes the importance of active listening and reading comprehension as essential skills.
And those are skills we use every day, not just in the workplace. But how do they specifically apply to a job interview?
Well, active listening during an interview means not just hearing the words, but paying attention to the interviewer's tone and body language. It means asking clarifying questions to show you're fully engaged and processing the information.
And reading comprehension is crucial for understanding job descriptions, company materials, and even those interview questions themselves. It's all about being prepared and present. Speaking of preparation, let's dive back into the awesome world of RoleCatcher AI.
Remember, it's not just about answering questions, it's about tailoring your responses to this specific job. And RoleCatcher AI is your secret weapon for doing just that.
So beyond analyzing job descriptions and providing feedback, what other AI magic does RoleCatcher have up its sleeve?
Well, one of the coolest things is it can actually help you identify potential follow-up questions the interviewer might ask based on your initial response.
Whoa, that's like having a mind-reading superpower.
It's not quite mind reading, but it's pretty close. RoleCatcher AI uses its vast database of interview questions and responses to predict likely follow-up questions based on the content and keywords in your answers.
So for example, if I'm talking about my experience handling difficult customers, the AI might suggest I be prepared to discuss a specific example of a challenging situation and how I resolved it.
Exactly. It helps you anticipate those curveball questions and ensure you're ready to provide detailed and compelling responses.
That's incredible. It takes the pressure off trying to think on your feet in the heat of the moment. Okay, I'm starting to see how RoleCatcher AI could be a game changer for anyone preparing for an interview. But let's get even more specific. How would the AI help me prepare for those 15 interview questions we just discussed?
Let's take that question about prioritizing tasks and managing time effectively. You might give a great initial answer about using to-do lists and prioritizing by deadlines.
But then the AI steps in and says, hey, be ready to discuss a specific example of a time you had to juggle multiple deadlines and how you successfully managed your time to meet them all.
Exactly. It pushes you to think through those potential follow-up questions and ensures you have concrete examples ready to go.
It's like having an interview strategist by your side, guiding you through every possible scenario. This is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold on the AI, but let's not forget about the bigger picture here. We're not just prepping for an interview, we're preparing for a career.
You're right. It's about more than just getting the job. It's about thriving in the role and building a successful future.
And that's where those core functions and abilities outlined in the Office Clerk, the complete career guide, come into play.
Exactly. We're talking about things like active listening, reading, comprehension, administrative knowledge skills that are essential for any office environment.
And these skills come into play in every aspect of the Office Clerk role, from answering phones to filing documents to interacting with clients.
So as you're preparing for that interview, it's important to think about how your skills and experiences align with those core functions.
For instance, let's say I'm asked about a time I had to handle a difficult customer. I could talk about how my active listening skills allowed me to truly understand the customer's concerns, and my problem-solving abilities helped me find a solution that satisfied everyone involved.
That's a perfect example. It's about connecting the dots and showcasing your qualifications in a way that's relevant and compelling to the interviewer. And remember, the interview is a two-way street. It's not just about the interviewer assessing you, it's also an opportunity for you to assess the company and the position to make sure it's the right fit.
That's such a good point. Don't be afraid to ask questions and gather information that will help you make an informed decision.
Right. Ask about the company culture, the day-to-day responsibilities of the role, and the opportunities for professional development.
By being proactive and engaged, you'll not only impress the interviewer, but also gain valuable insights that will help you determine if this is the right opportunity for you.
And remember, preparation is key. The more you prepare, the more confident you'll feel, and the better you'll be able to showcase your skills and experiences.
So what are some key takeaways for our listeners who are gearing up for an Office Clerk interview?
First, understand the core functions and abilities required for the role and how your skills and experiences align with those expectations.
Second, master those common interview questions and use RoleCatcher AI to tailor your responses and anticipate potential follow-up questions.
Third, do your research on the company and the specific position to demonstrate your genuine interest and preparedness.
And finally, be yourself. Let your personality and passion shine through, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
With the right preparation and mindset, you can ace that interview and land your dream office clerk role.
Speaking of preparation and mindset, let's delve back into the awesome world of RoleCatcher AI and explore how it can help you not only answer those tricky interview questions, but also build genuine confidence.
Exactly. They're looking for evidence that you possess the skills and qualities necessary to succeed in the role.
So as you're preparing for the interview, take some time to reflect on your past experiences and identify those situations that demonstrate the specific skills and qualities outlined in the job description.
Think about times you had to overcome challenges, work effectively in a team, handle difficult customers, or demonstrate leadership.
And remember the STAR method we discussed earlier. It's a great framework for structuring your responses to behavioral questions, ensuring you provide all the necessary details in a clear and concise manner.
So for every behavioral question, think about the situation, the task, the action you took, and the result you achieved.
And don't forget to highlight the specific skills and qualities you demonstrated in that situation.
By being prepared with relevant examples and using a structured approach, you can confidently tackle those behavioral questions and make a strong impression on the interviewer.
And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you practice your responses to common behavioral questions, the more confident and prepared you'll feel during the interview.
And that confidence will shine through, making you a more compelling and memorable candidate.
Speaking of memorable candidates, let's shift our focus to a topic that's often overlooked, but can make all the difference in your job search following up effectively after the interview.
You're right. Sending a thoughtful and well-timed follow-up note can help you stay top of mind with the interviewer and demonstrate your continued interest in the position.
But what are some tips for crafting a follow-up message that stands out from the crowd and leaves a positive impression?
Well, first and foremost, it's important to be prompt. Send your follow-up message within 24 to 48 hours of the interview while the conversation is still fresh in the interviewer's mind.
And personalize your message. Thank the interviewer by name for their time. Reiterate your interest in the position and highlight specific aspects of the conversation that resonated with you.
For example, you could mention something you learned about the company or the role that further solidified your interest.
Or you could express your enthusiasm for a particular project or initiative that was discussed during the interview.
And don't forget to reiterate your key qualifications and how they align with the role and the company's goals.
It's a chance to reinforce those key messages and leave a lasting impression.
And finally, be sure to proofread your message carefully before hitting send. A well-written and error-free follow-up note demonstrates your attention to detail and professionalism.
So by following these tips, you can craft a follow-up message that stands out from the crowd and increases your chances of landing that dream office clerk role.
Speaking of landing the role, let's take a moment to circle back to one of the most valuable resources we've discussed today, RoleCatcher AI.
You mean that amazing tool that analyzes job descriptions, tailors interview responses, and even helps us build confidence?
Exactly. RoleCatcher AI is like having a personal career coach and strategist by your side, guiding you through every step of the job search process.
But let's be honest, there are a lot of job search platforms and resources out there. What makes RoleCatcher AI so special?
Well, for starters, it's incredibly comprehensive. It covers everything from career exploration and resume building to interview preparation and salary negotiation.
So it's not just a one-trick pony. It's a full-fledged career companion that supports us throughout our entire journey.
Exactly. And what sets RoleCatcher AI apart is its personalized approach. It doesn't just offer generic advice, it tailors its guidance to our unique skills, experiences, and goals.
So it's like having a custom-made roadmap for our career success.
Precisely. And the best part, RoleCatcher AI is constantly learning and evolving.
You mean it's getting smarter and more sophisticated all the time?
Exactly. It's constantly analyzing data, gathering feedback, and refining its algorithms to provide the most accurate and relevant guidance possible.
So we can be confident that we're always getting the latest and greatest advice and support.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher AI is truly a game changer in the world of job search and career development.
Well, folks, it looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of office clerk interview preparation.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from those 10 common interview questions to the power of RoleCatcher AI to the importance of building a strong personal brand.
And we've even explored strategies for navigating salary negotiation and embracing continuous learning.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and empowering.
Remember, the job search can be challenging, but with the right preparation mindset and tools, you can achieve your goals and land your dream office clerk role.
And as you embark on this journey, keep in mind those essential skills we discussed: active listening, reading comprehension, and clear communication.
Those skills are not only crucial for success in the office clerk role, but also for navigating the interview process itself.
So be present, be engaged, and be yourself.
And remember, RoleCatcher is here to support you every step of the way.
Now, before we wrap up, we want to leave you with one final thought. We've talked a lot about technical skills and interview strategies, but don't underestimate the power of soft skills.
Things like teamwork, communication, problem solving, and adaptability are highly valued by employers in any office setting.
So as you're preparing for your interview, think about how you can showcase those soft skills through your experiences and your interactions with the interviewer.
And remember, those soft skills are not just important for landing the job. They're essential for building a successful and fulfilling career.
So embrace those skills, nurture them, and let them shine.
We wish you the best of luck in your job search.
Go out there and rock that interview.